Hello YouTube. Today I'm back with a landing page feedback. This time I'm doing waterfaller.dev. If you've been following this channel, you'll probably remember this webpage from a couple of weeks ago. The founder reached out. He was like, hey, I saw the video. Thank you for the feedback. I'd like to resubmit the website so you can take a new look. And I was like, sure, let's take a look. It's been a nice couple of weeks. Hopefully you've incorporated a lot of the feedback that I've shared in the previous video, and let's just jump straight out into it. So what's changed, right? So Boost Core Web Vitals, very short title, and it's basically trying to address that kind of audience, right? Like SEO, like optimization crowd. If you don't know what Web Vitals are, then I guess you're out of luck, because then this website isn't for you. Or maybe it is for you, but you need to know what the core Web Vitals are. So in your header, usually you will explain your important benefits, like the one problem that gets solved. And I made a video on how you can write like good headers. Boost Core Web Vitals kind of like shrinks your audience to like only the people that know what Web Vitals are. So that's something to keep in mind. Now your H2 kind of goes a little bit more about the solution, right? So what is the solution? Get your slow pages performing at their best to increase traffic, rank higher, and increase conversion. So your solution solves the problem where people have low traffic, low rank, and have shitty conversion rates. And how does it do that? Well, because it will give you some advice, right? So it will increase performance. So instead of get your slow pages performing at their best, you could simply say increase performance of your slowest page to increase traffic, rank higher, and have higher conversions or increase conversion. So using increase twice, but then there's no call to action in this page, right? Like people read like this, they're like, okay, they go into there, then they see this, and then they read maybe this and this, etc., etc. And then it's weird because you have this huge call to action area here that scrolls with your page, which is interesting take. I've not seen many people do that. Also, this section here is not clickable, so I wonder what that's gonna be once I actually go through the page. And so you have the no call to action here. You know, there's no like get started. Fair enough. I'm like, okay, let's see why. Then you have like this testimonial, kind of loving the new waterfaller from a tweet by Cyrus Shepherd. So this is cool because I feel a lot of people don't want to include their tweets directly because the performance is kind of bad of embedding a tweet. So they just say, yo, I'll just link the tweet. Now, the problem with this testimonial is that it doesn't really give anything to a new user. This is very generic, kind of loving the new waterfaller. Like, what's cool about it? Maybe a better social proof, a better testimonial would have been, can't believe I've increased 6-7 spots on the ranking just by, you know, following waterfaller's suggestions. And then here you go, like, you kind of talk to the customer. Well, it's not your fault, plus it's hard to fix. Issues with core Web Vitals might not be your fault, but they are your problem opportunity. So this is a very ambiguous way to, like, talk to your user. Like, why are you trying to make them feel better about the fact that it's not their fault? I mean, what you're trying to do is try to sell a solution that will fix the Web Vitals. Don't try to like talk to them to like kind of like what's the word, like, oh man, I kind of missed the word. It's like when you're trying to make it feel like, you know, people are 5-year-olds. So anyways, my point is you should just like get straight to the point and say like, it's hard to fix Web Vitals, core Web Vitals, but that's why I built this tool. And then you can say many site owners find this frustrating, and therefore I built this tool to help you convert insights into successful development. Sure, you know, you need to do code changes. That's why it's critical to be able to speak the language of developers. Waterfall turns page insight into agile tasks that get completed into the next sprint. This is pretty nice, right? Then there's an image that doesn't, here what I would do, instead of having this, I would put an image of your product. Just have an image here. Then people are like, oh, so this is what it looks like. So get development work done. Again, it's not really development, right? It's increasing the web vitals through development. But the message here, you know, it's like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, right? It's that your developers need to know exactly what they need to fix. And what you're saying is just very generic, get development work done. I mean, you need to like focus on the copy and make it really specific to your use case. So what is the problem? How does your product fix that problem? Page speed, technical SEO, high confidence result, 100% agile approach. Okay. And then there's a lot of text. Interactive waterfall will show you how the browser builds your page, yada, 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 how it's slowing down. It uses like a custom audit library and does research and tells you exactly what you need to fix. And then this is the good thing, right? Like it not only does the analysis for you, it tells you exactly how to write user stories. So this is great. Now, I don't know if this is the right title for this, but it's really a unique selling point that product managers or business owners don't want to deal with, right? It's like, how do I explain to my developer they have to do this? Do I just give them the report? And if they read the report, do they know what they need to do? Most developers that you hire to make your website do not have that expertise probably. So giving them exactly what they need to do with testing criteria, it's great. Another social proof here. It's a great alternative tool to debug performance issue by Brian Jackson. It's missing a little avatar. I saw you did it here. That was kind of cute. I think you should do it here too. Then you dig into the, this is the third section or the second section. You basically dig into it, how it works. So you telling me, okay, inspect the files, a lot of text here, but I'm not gonna read it now, but I'm sure it's important. It's probably good for SEO itself, right? You scan every file, visualize it, yada, yada, yada. Identify components related to LCP and LC. Okay, so this here, that's another thing. What on earth do these two words mean? So users that land on your website, because you're aiming at maybe they're business owners, maybe they're website owners, they might not know all of this. Sorry about that. So you're talking about these acronyms, explain what they are. I like that you're using finally your product screenshots here. You talk about the task that people have to do, and then you talk about basically let's see, what are you actually talking about? Select the slow URL, analyze your page. You're basically telling them how to do it. Complete playbook for your next page speed sprint. Okay, so basically you run this tool and you get everything the developer needs to do in your next 2 weeks. Okay, at this point, there's no footer still. I mean, there's a weird line here that I cannot X out of it because this I think this looks like those cookie banners that you can X out of, allow all or deny, but okay. And then there's no like question, there's no information about you. There's no call to action throughout the page because you probably have this massive one here. So you should probably put an arrow here at this point. You say, like what you see, all right, go ahead, get started. So let's do my blog where I talk about life and sure, find and fix all your issues for desktop. Okay, just go and do it. I saw there was a green dot there that was blinking, but I feel like you're missing some kind of call to action on your page here on the left to basically tell the user to get started. Okay, and then your product loads, it's done like all this work, and it's basically telling me this minified CSS file takes a load of time to load, and I probably have to do something about it. And still, I can't get into details. Is that what it is? Oh, those are the details. Got it. Okay. Whoops. Let's do it again. Reanalyze it. Applying algorithm. Thanks for waiting. Sure. I like the animation. It's interactive. And it's doing it again. And now is it still giving me the same amount of, well, there's some, I think it's faster now a little bit. Well, no, it totally changed. So the results change every time I analyze it? Start by, dude, that is weird. And then basically you're here, and if you're not like sure what to do, there's no in-app tutorial that tell, okay, click here, do this. Start by opening the top file causing slowdowns. What are the top files that are causing the slowdown? Is it this one? The long bars? Slowdowns, okay. SB, okay, you're basically, okay, so this is it. So you've done the homework for me. So maybe just say, these are the top files causing your slowdown. Inspect them now, right? So here we're jumping in product analysis, and it's not really homepage anymore. It's not landing page for sure. But I hope this amount of feedback in the last 10 minutes makes sense. To recap, I guess, let me get back to the homepage. Decide whether you want to talk the same language as people who are technical, so boost core web vitals. That makes sense. People who know what web vitals are, that's great. And then therefore you don't have to talk about, all this, like, people probably know what these are if they're really highly SEO technical. But then if they're technical, wouldn't they do all this work by themselves? So maybe you need to figure out what your audience is going to be. And once you figure that out, then you can apply the right lingo, and then you just apply the other things such as the benefits of your product, who's the solution for, etc., etc. So hope this video helped. If you liked it, drop a like, let me know in the comments, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.